welcome to the first review of the Best Picture Challenge, Oscars 2017. That's a really long title. But anyway, today I saw Hidden Figures. It was amazing, and I'm so excited to talk about it with you guys. So this film is based on a true story, an untold story. I know. Of three African-American women blazing trails in NASA in the early 1960s. They were all mathematicians, all like super geniuses. It's great. So this whole movie is taking place, like I said, in the early 1960s. So this was like right smack dab in the middle of the space race. This is when we were trying to beat out the Soviet Union at putting just like living things, animals, people up into space, orbiting. We're not even talking moon yet. We're just talking like orbiting around the Earth. So it's a really exciting time for NASA. These women had such a pivotal role in making this happen, and I can't believe we're just hearing about this story now. Seriously, we're just hearing about this now. I am really grateful that we're finally hearing their story because it was amazing. I think this film did a really good job of not only capturing the intensity of the space race, but also segregation issues in the early 1960s in Virginia. That's where this mostly takes place, and just the brilliance and the sheer grit of these three women that they showcase. So the film stars Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe. They play the three NASA mathematicians, and they're all friends in this movie, and I feel like they were friends in real life too. Like, they had really great chemistry together on screen, so that was nice to see. And also, this film was not only nominated for Best Picture, but it was also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, and the screenplay was written by Alison Schroeder and Theodore Melfi. Now, if you guys want to know a little extra something, Theodore Melfi also directed St. Vincent with Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy, which was so good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, unless they got rid of it, but check it out if it's still there. It's really good. What's really interesting about this screenplay, though, is that it was written at the same time that Margot Lee Shetterly was writing the book, which the movie is based on. So like, this movie, I think it premiered on Christmas all throughout the country, and the book just came out like very recent, like a few months ago maybe. So they were working on the screenplay at the same time as the book, which I think was really beneficial for the screenwriters because they were all sharing info, and I think it really helped capture the story better. So I want to give you a couple of my overall thoughts on the film before I really like get into the nitty-gritty and like kind of give some spoilers. So overall, I just want to say this movie was so uplifting and empowering, and I think that's really a great thing, especially like with where this country is right now. You know, we just saw the Women's March, so to see a movie that really lifts women up was special, and it made me very emotional. The music by Pharrell, and I think Hans Zimmer did the score as well. It was wonderful, and it really captured that 60s feeling. This film though, oh my god. Okay, as uplifted as I felt, I also felt extremely angry at times. But I mean, like, that's a natural reaction to what was going on in the movie, because like I said, not only are we learning about the space program during that time, but there is so much going on with the segregation, and like this water fountains for colored people, this water fountains for white people. Like, they had separate bathrooms. They wouldn't even drink from the same coffee. What is that? I don't drink coffee. You know, kettle, whatever that is, carafe, I don't know. But it was insane. It was so insane. It made me feel ashamed, and just like grossed out. It was atrocious to watch it play out. You know, you learn about segregation and like Jim Crow laws in school, and it's so different to see it actually like in front of your face. But let's talk a little bit about the nitty-gritty here. So if you guys haven't seen the movie yet and you're planning on it and you don't want to hear any spoilers, this might be a good time to turn off this video, maybe come back to it after you've seen it. If not, here we go. We got to see three incredible performances from the leading ladies. So first, let's talk about Taraji P. Henson. She was playing the main, I would say the main character, definitely Catherine Goebel, later Katherine Johnson. And holy crap, was Taraji snubbed by the Academy. I cannot believe that she was not nominated for Best Actress this year for this performance, because it was incredible, so moving. And I was like looking back at the nominees for this year, and it is a tough category, but at the same time, like, okay, don't get me wrong, I love Meryl Streep. I think she's incredible. But I think that Taraji, you know, deserved to be nominated over Meryl Streep in Florence Foster Jenkins. I'm just saying, I think, you know, maybe Meryl could have sat this one out. Let's put that aside and just talk about some of the best scenes in the movie. Taraji's character was like referred to as kind of like the human calculator in this movie, but what really weirded me out is when they kept calling people computers, like there's no computers in this room, or like where's my computer, and I kept thinking like there weren't really computers yet, and then I remembered like, oh yeah, 7 o'clock, and then I remembered the computers are like people computing things, and they referred to people as computers. I don't know, it just weirded me out. But anyway, she was working on like the launching and landing trajectories and coordinates and like all this crazy math stuff with all these formulas, and this was like all done by hand. It's insane. But how kick-ass was that scene when she like basically busted her way into that Pentagon briefing and they made her do the math live on the chalkboard. Some other scenes, there were quite a few montages of her running in those like tiny little kitten heels to the bathroom in the other building, because of course she couldn't use one of the bathrooms for the white girls. That is ridiculous. I could have done with maybe one less montage of her running to the bathroom, but I get what they were trying to say. And it really led up to that scene where Kevin Costner's just like, oh, where have you been? Like, why have you been gone for 40 minutes? And she's like, because I had to freaking pee and I didn't want to pee my pants and I had to go like half a mile to this other building. It was a powerful scene when she told everybody off in that room, and I was like, holy crap. I was in tears because it was so intense, and she was so freaking right on with that speech. Then, of course, we got to see a little bit of Catherine's personal life, too. It wasn't all just the math with NASA. We also saw she was a widow. She had 3 beautiful children. And then she also had a little romance going on, too. So that scene when Mahershala Ali, the actor Mahershala Ali, proposed to her. Oh my god, I was so emotional. I knew the second I saw all the little kids dressed up, and the mom was there dressed up too, and she was just like super quiet. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna propose. This is amazing. It's beautiful, and it was awesome. And we also had kind of like a bit of a Moonlight reunion, because Mahershala Ali and Janelle Monáe both in Moonlight. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm very excited for that Hidden Figures reunion. So like, just when you think everything's working out for her and, you know, she's getting respect at NASA, no, it's still not enough. When they call her at the last second to double check like the landing coordinates or whatever, and she like figures it out, and they're like, oh, thanks, and they just like take it from her, and then they still slam the door in her face. Oh my god. I can't, like, it's too much. She's done so much for you people, and you're still slamming doors in her face. But then, finally, you know, she gets in that room, Kevin Costner's all like, good job. Still, come on. She just, like, she saved it. But whatever. Alright, I could talk about Taraji all day, but we need to keep this moving here. So, okay, next up, Octavia Spencer. She was playing Dorothy Vaughan, and she was kind of like, she almost had like a motherly vibe over the other 2 girls, I guess because she was like that supervisor. I say it in quotes for a reason. We'll get there. But Octavia's in like everything right now, and I am living for it. 2 previews before this movie alone. She's gonna be in The Shack. She's gonna be in Gifted. I love it. So she was nominated for this role for Best Supporting Actress, so good luck to her. But I mean, I think it was well deserved here. She was incredible in this role. So like, obviously I put supervisor in quotes because yes, she's trying to get that promotion in this film to be the supervisor over that whole computing group. You know, I think it's reasonable considering she's doing the work of a supervisor already, but she's not getting paid for it. So, I mean, that was some bullshit right there, but you know how it is. So throughout the film, she's really at odds with Kirsten Dunst's character, who's kind of like, I guess she's maybe a step above her. Kirsten Dunst was like throughout most of the movie, like until the very end. That must suck to have to play like such a jerk in a movie, right? Like, it's nice to be the hero, even sometimes to be a villain, but like to be a jerk, that just freaking sucks. The great thing about Octavia's character, she's always sticking by her girls. Not only did she learn how to program that IBM, but she taught everybody else in her department so she could guarantee that they would still have jobs and like be relevant when this computer takes over. And it was so satisfying when she finally got her promotion. I mean, actually I was kind of hoping that like when Kirsten Dunst handed her the little envelope with the assignment, it was gonna be like her job or like something higher than what she was expecting. But it was nice to see her get what she was hoping for, which was like the supervisor of the IBM group. And last but not least, we've got Janelle Monáe as Mary Jackson. This character was so sassy. I loved it. So anyway, Janelle Monáe's pretty new to acting. She was also in Moonlight this year, like I said before. But other than that, she's only done like some voice acting. Like I think she was in one of the Rio movies, and I think she was in one other thing voice acting. But this is like a real breakout year for her, and it's very exciting. And you guys know, if you listen to her music and you see like any of her videos or her live performances, she's just so freaking cool. And I think that this role was perfect for her because this character was a little bit spunky. She was kind of like the Spitfire of the group, and she really nailed it. So her character, like the other two, was also a mathematician, but she was a little bit different in that she wanted to become an engineer. And that was like unheard of at the time. I was such a mess when she finally got the right from the judge to enroll in that all-white high school. That speech that she gave in the court about like being the first, I was like, yes! Like I have no real words for it because it's just like really powerful. Alright, so the rest of the cast, the supporting cast, they were all great too. You've got Kevin Costner playing the boss. I think one of his best scenes was like when Taraji was talking about how she had to go to the bathroom, like, and it took her like 40 minutes to go and come back. And then he went and took that sledgehammer to the sign so that everybody could use the bathrooms everywhere. And then you've got Jim Parsons, you've got Kirsten Dunst. Like, I thought everybody really played their roles well. I don't know. Mom said that Kirsten Dunst's accent was a little bit wacky, a little bit wonky. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So overall, I thought this film did a really good job of showing what these women did in the space program, you know, advancing the careers of other women. They opened up a lot of doors for people, which was amazing. We got to see a little bit of their personal lives as well. I thought it was a pretty good balance of like mostly work stuff, but also like a little bit of their personal lives as well. So like usually when there's a movie that has been adapted from a book, I like to read the book first and then see the movie. And when it's flipped, usually I just like don't read the book, or like I'll wait a while and then read the book after I've like forgotten all the details of the movie. But this one, like, I'm totally down. I want to read this book soon because I feel like there's a lot of stuff in there that probably didn't make it into the movie, and because this is a true story, I think the book would definitely still be worth reading. I would totally recommend this movie to anyone who hasn't seen it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did you like the movie? What were your favorite parts? I'm dying here. It's too much for one day. Let me know what your thoughts are, and until next time, much love.